Today I'm testing the way 3 different bottles, or the quality of storage for ionized water for 3 different types of bottles or jars, whatever. This is just a plastic BPA-free bottle with a cap that comes off like that and clicks on. This one is also BPA-free. This is the cheapest, or I guess, yeah, the glass one's actually the cheapest of the 3. But this was only $1 at Walmart. And it has a lid that has a pull-up piece there. And, you know, a little gap in there. The glass jar is just a jelly jar. I got a dozen for like $5 at Walmart. And here's the lid, a 2-piece lid, just your standard jelly jar. And it has a rubber seal around it. Now what I'm going to do is pour the water. I'm going to start pouring while I'm talking. I'm going to use level 3 of Athena. And I'm going to pour the water up to the brim for each of these containers. And then maybe even with these, open the lid and try to pour a little bit more in or something, so that it's completely to the brim and no gas can escape, which is potentially going to lose some of your ORP, or your antioxidant, which is the most basic of all basic antioxidants. Is an extra negatively charged electron in there ready to donate to a cell that has a free radical or donate to a free radical so it doesn't damage a cell, I should say. Alright, and I'm also going to collect a sample here to test. So I'm going to go ahead and just set the sample to test right there, and go ahead and start getting the 2 meters used to that water. That takes a while. And I'm going to start filling these jars. Okay, I'll top that off even more later. It's up to the brim now. Okay, one more. Yeah, this last one is the sportiest looking one, but I'm going to guess that it's probably not going to store the water as good. Basically, I've already kind of done this test before, so I pretty much know what's going to happen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to retest this in about, let's say, 2 hours from now. I'm going to put a timer on this time, because last time I completely forgot about retesting it till the next day. And so I did retest it after a day, but I missed the opportunity to retest it after a 2-hour period. So, okay. Well, I'm going to top these off as best as they can be topped off. And I'm probably going to splash here when I put lids on, because they're overflowing. This one really is, there's no gap. Just absolutely no gap. So this is obviously, in my mind, going to do better, and it actually did do better in the real test. I hate to tell you ahead of time, spoil the surprise. Alright, now this one I have to top off a little more because it has this little gap in the top. I'm not sure if I can. I don't really think I can do that good of a job topping that off. And this one I'm going to stick it in and then also top this one off a little tiny bit more, so I'll just use this extra water here. Okay, that's as far as it'll go. And this one is gonna make a mess. Alright, well it doesn't want to go in. Alright, that one in. Alright, well those are as far as they're going to go. And now let's take a look at our results here with the test sample. And really I'm having trouble with my pH meter. It is not registering the way I want it to. It's not registering properly. This is negative 757 ORP, and that's a 7.7 pH. I better do a real quick calibration. And for those people who like to do their own testing, you can see how to calibrate these pH meters. And this one obviously is not calibrated to be testing that way, or something's wrong. So I've got two solutions that when you calibrate, you have to at least have two solutions. You cannot calibrate with one. And I'm not exactly sure. I'm not an engineer, so I don't think I can explain it any more than just that's the way you got to do it. But I'm going to set these actually aside here. And I've got one set of containers sitting over there that have been sitting for a couple of days, and I'll probably do that just after I'm done with this. Okay, so let's start with the 7 point. This is 7.0, and actually for some meters will go up to the hundredths, so it's actually, this solution is actually appropriate to even calibrate a more sophisticated pH meter that will go to the hundredths. And stick it in there, and you can see that the meter is approaching 7, so it may actually go down to 7. This meter is just a slow meter, and I probably need to get a new meter. Sorry, I need to get a better pH meter that'll go faster. Okay, well, let me stir it just a tad more and see if it will go. Or is that it? It's going down. It is possibly okay on calibration, just changing very, very slowly, which I'm not sure. It's gotten slower over the years, so it's probably time to buy a new one. Okay, well, give it 20 more seconds to go down to 7.0, and it did. Okay, well that looks like it's a 7.0. Now let's put it in the solution. Hold on, I have to put that down for a second. Now this solution is 10.01. So basically, in other words, 10.0. And I'm going to now set it in that solution. And we'll see if we need to calibrate. Okay, and again, I'm stirring basically to try to speed this process up. And it looks okay, actually. It's going up, and it's probably going to go up to 10.0. Okay. Well, it's not the calibration that's off. It is just simply a slow meter. So, sorry about that. And stirring it does speed it up. So, let's get that stirred a little bit more. See if it will go up to 10.0. Well, it is possible that it is just needing a little tweak on the calibration. I'll give it 20 more seconds. And if it doesn't go up on its own, I'm going to put it up. Okay. Well, this meter it did go up to 10.0 just in the nick of time. Okay, so it is calibrated. So what I'm going to do now is put this back into this solution here, and then stir a little to see. It actually is a little bit over 10 pH, like a 10.1 pH for the Athena at level 3, and the ORP is a negative 753. 10.0 pH for the Athena at, okay, negative 756 or 7. Okay, well, actually it is going down, so I am not sure if I shouldn't just wait. You know, I'll just wait a little bit. And sorry, I'm boring you, but that is just the nature of this testing, is just let it sit, and even the best meter just doesn't show it right away. Alright, that looks like it's finally going to end at a 9.9 and a negative 764. Okay, so that's what we'll call it. Alright, now that's our starting point for all three of these jars. And then, hold on. And then I'm going to put a timestamp on here, and I'm also going to put my timer on for 2 hours, so I do not lose track of this. It's 8:59, virtually 9 o'clock almost, and I'm going to go over right this very second, and then put this timer on for 120 seconds, so that's 2 hours. Or 120 minutes, I mean. So that's 2 hours. Okay, and now that I am finished with this, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test those bottles over there that have been sitting there for a couple of days.